What's up, guys? Welcome to another amazing episode of the Podcast, and I have a very special guest with me today.
Hi, こんにちは、日本から来たミカと申します、キスカベッツポッドキャストへようこそ。
Hey, yes, that's what I wanted. So, my special guest has been in Kenya for the past 2 months, right?
Yes.
So just tell the people your name and what you do for a living.
My name is Mika. I'm from Japan, Tokyo. I've been traveling Kenya last 2 months. Then I'm like I do translate documents.
Yeah.
Japanese to English, English to Japanese. I work from home, so that's why I'll be able to traveling at the same time
And still work. Perfect. So my podcast is all about health, wealth, love, and happiness, the 4 pillars of life. And I'm not sure whether you use the same pillars of life in Japan, but the conversation is just going to evolve around that.
Okay.
And it will even start with something simple as how we bumped into each other online, because I pay attention to everybody who follows me nowadays, especially because of the podcast, and that's how I invite most of my guests. So I saw that you followed me.
Yes.
And then I went to check out the profile and I was like, drone pilot? What? She has to be my friend. And the first question that I asked is like, do you mind being on the podcast?
Yes.
And that was yesterday. And immediately, here we are, seated down. And we're about to have a very good discussion about just travel, translation, language, and all those things. So let's just start it off from just you coming to Kenya. The thing that the main topic that we've been discussing about you coming to Kenya is, the first thing is like, you couldn't find a lot of
information.
Yeah.
So I tried to find information about Kenya in general online in Japanese.
Yeah.
So there's no information about Kenya in Japanese because maybe not so many people coming to Kenya from Japan. That's one reason. I don't know, like I just couldn't find information. Yeah. So then I just went to like an English website. Still, there's not so many information about Kenya. So I just came here, booked as a Airbnb. So Airbnb I use at different countries, so it should be fine and the reviews are fine, so it should be safe. So then I booked the Airbnb. Then I came Kenya. Then it's completely different than what I was thinking and what I was imagining.
What were you imagining?
It's cold. But it's Nairobi, right?
Yeah. It's unlike Nairobi. We're supposed to be in a hot season right now.
It's Africa. It's hot, right?
Yeah.
Imagination.
Yeah.
So and it's a little bit of information, like we watch TV in Japanese.
Yeah.
So all documentary or all TV show, it's just showing us Africa is hot and nice weather. Yeah. But Nairobi, it's cold.
So now, at least now, if we put this online, anybody who's visiting can leave and get the experience from you, and just like the little things that you experienced.
Yes.
Yeah, so apart from maybe just the weather, what else, like, was it? Because now I just guess, since you've taken Airbnb, you've landed in the country, how do you maneuver around? Because you still don't have any information that's useful to you, but hey, you're just taking out chances and experimenting different things.
Yeah, so that's why I started in Instagram. So it's easy to post and easy people follow me. Yeah. So then I want to show how...
Wait, so you started Instagram when you came to Kenya?
Yeah.
Really?
So it's been.
Is there
2
no
months.
Instagram in Japan?
We do have we do Instagram.
Yeah.
A lot, but I wasn't
Active.
not Instagram person.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't have anything to post.
Hey, okay, yeah.
But
So
it's
I'll let you continue with your story. So yeah, so you join Instagram.
Yes. Then I wanted to show how Kenya is beautiful. It's all information. Some information is not true, right? So I just wanna show what Kenya looks like. So then I started Instagram posting, sharing information.
Yeah.
So then people at least can know
Yeah.
what look like Kenya is. So we think Kenya is dangerous.
You do think people think Kenya is dangerous?
Yes.
Why?
Still, so in Japanese people think like Nairobi is one of dangerous city.
Really?
But, yeah.
Why?
So because media is control everything, right?
Oh yeah.
And
So
we
they
don't-
only.
We don't have real information. It's only news or TV. So news only we see is terrible news, right? That's why we focus bad things only. But like news doesn't tell happy thing because no one wants happy news, right? So that's why we think Nairobi is dangerous. But I came here. What?
And you're
No,
just
I think
surprised.
dangerous.
You're shocked.
And nice buildings, green. So, but like Japanese television not showing that.
It doesn't show. It doesn't.
They only show like slum, like how people are struggle, right?
Yeah. But you
So-
see, we are here. We're in a mall. We're drinking coffee. We're shooting a podcast. We're having croissants. Did you imagine doing that in Kenya?
No, not at all.
Okay, so let's just go to like your translation job, because I haven't had any translator on my podcast. So this is also like a really nice segue for anybody who's wanted to do something close to that. Because I also know a couple of people who go to Asian countries to actually teach English.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very common. So I guess you can give like a little bit of insight of how like just that. Oh, yours is completely different. I keep confusing. Yeah. You don't teach, you translate.
Yeah, but it's
Or
same
or
thing,
it's almost the
language,
same thing, right?
So I found the Swahili and Japanese sounds close, and I think it's easy to study like a Swahili speaker to like study Japanese.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So because pronunciation,
It's almost the same.
it's easy to. I can pronounce Swahili easily
Like
more than English.
which words can you pronounce? Swahili words. Prove it.
Asante sana.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds
So
a bit.
it's
Yeah.
it's just easy. Like some words are same. Like mizu means water, right?
What?
No, mizu means water in Japanese. Mizu means
Here's maji.
maji. Yeah, maji.
Oh wait, Japanese it's miji or maji?
So maji is water, right?
Yeah.
In Japanese, mizu. But maji means in Japanese it's really.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
it's same sound but different meaning.
Different meaning.
So that could be easy to learn to start.
Yeah. It sounds so easy when you say it, but now you're telling me one word would mean something else. But of course, if let's say you're put in that environment, like if I went to like Tokyo and stayed there for like a couple of months, I would definitely now start understanding, because I have no choice. Basically, my mind will force itself to start understanding a lot of different things. So, with your just translation, what kind of jobs do you do with that? Where do you get your clients from?
So I work for company. So
Yeah.
it's I get the job from them. So it's not I get clients. I just work for one company.
Oh, it's one company.
Yes.
Oh, and like you said, everybody wants a job like that. where basically I can have my laptop on me, travel anywhere in the world, and keep working and still get my paychecks coming in. That's very interesting. So the company is stationed in Tokyo?
Yes, it's located in Tokyo.
And what commonly do you just translate?
There are company documents, like inside company documents. So the company has branch in Singapore. So between Singapore employee and Japanese employee, we have to communicate. But usually Japanese people don't speak English.
At all?
At all.
And how do you know English?
I went to study in Canada.
Oh, you went and studied English?
Yes.
Okay.
So usually Japanese people, we study English in the school.
Yeah, but it's optional. Or
no, we have to study English.
Oh, okay.
In the class. But teacher was Japanese.
Oh my goodness.
So we study English in Japanese.
Wait, what?
So like we study, but still it's in Japanese.
So you studied even when writing?
Writing is English, but it's taught by Japanese people who native speak Japanese. So not English people.
So if I land in Tokyo, can I easily communicate with people in English, or I have to know?
You might have to looking for someone who can speak English.
Oh wow. So it's not very common that
everybody... even in Tokyo, it's international city.
Yeah.
But it's not many people speak English yet.
Okay. So what made you be interested in doing that kind of work? Because anybody else would want to do maybe accounting. And even from your Instagram, I didn't know you're a translator until I read on the bio. Just from your Instagram, I assumed you're a content creator. Because then again, I find out that you just started this like 2 months ago and you landed in Kenya. That's very interesting. So what made you be interested in that kind of
translator job?
Yeah.
So I studied English because I thought I needed English for my life.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we speak only one language, like in Japanese, we get only minimum, like a limited information.
Yeah.
Only Japanese information, which is scary thing. So like Japanese media control, right? So we only get Japanese information. So I thought it's scary thing. Then I started study English. I moved to Canada and study English. Then naturally I found a job. So translate job could be my thing.
Yeah.
Then still I can...
Because it makes sense anyway. People need the service and...
Yes. Then still we are not speaking English well. So there's a market.
Oh yeah, because actually between now you and like all the Japanese people that really want to even travel, I guess you can give them the best tips on how to communicate with people.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, okay, let's come back to, is that what you wanted to be when you were a kid?
No.
What did you want to become when you were a kid?
Wife.
You wanted to be a wife? Really?
That's common, like a typical thing that Japanese woman wanna be in the future.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
So that's a common thing.
Yes.
You know why I want people to understand this? Because there's so many cultural differences. Because you see, different countries, people are raised differently, and that's what's around your environment. So that's very common.
Yes.
Just to be a wife.
Just to get married, wealthy guy, then just staying home.
Really? Okay.
So we don't need to work.
Wow. So let me just think about it this way. So when you go to a different place, like were you traveling a lot when you were growing up, or you started traveling later?
Started after my first job.
After your first job. So did you just get a cultural influence from all these other places where you go and you're like, women are independent, they don't need to be look at you, you're like
yeah. So my first country that I stay long is in Canada. So I was shocked. It's culture shock, right? I was like, when I'm growing up in Japan, so women should be like quiet, elegant, like a feminine, right? So we don't need to be like loud, like opinionate. So that's why I'm still struggle with
to understand or adjusting.
I understand, yeah, adjust. So we have to give my opinion. Like,
do you want to be loud and opinionated?
So I'm getting there.
Give me a high five for that.
Getting there.
Okay.
But it's difficult.
Because all your life you're used to.
Yeah, used to be quiet. So I just say, yes, I think I agree with you, you know.
Wow.
But like, it's hard to...
And women complain in this country, you see? It's a whole different like atmosphere out there. And the way you're saying, like, also if you have like media that's controlled kind of, and it's majority Japanese language all around, definitely that just becomes part of your life.
Yes.
And you don't see like there's anything else better or expected of you rather.
Yeah, I didn't know, like, I can say my opinion.
Really?
Of course we do, but we have to think about around the people, what they think about me. Then I can say something. But in here or other country, I can say whatever I want.
And I'm sure that's refreshing.
Yes.
Does it make you happier and feel more like you have a better purpose?
Feel free, right?
You feel free.
I don't need to think about other people, what they think.
That's that's very important for people just to get like that different dynamic kind of thing, and I think that's important. So, and I also give you kudos. But what made you just give you that courage? Because I'm guessing if you've grown up with that,
yes,
you get comfortable and just want to be that. So what made you actually just want to see what's out there? What made you actually just try and be like, you know what, let me go see how Canada is. Let me go see how, because I've seen pictures of Tokyo, and Tokyo, my God, looks beautiful. That's why when you're saying you're not on Instagram, if I land to Tokyo, I'll be taking pictures every 1 minute. Yeah.
So Tokyo is beautiful city, but it's good for visiting. It's not for living.
In terms of like, of course, in our country, a woman has an opinion. You can.
So, Tokyo people working too much, so we don't have a balanced life. So working. We don't have a time to spend family, friends. It's more priorities, work, the family, friends.
But what made you get out of that bubble? Because even like for me, at times, I have a problem with taking a break from just work. I'm not working for anyone. I work independently. But I just find myself, like, I keep saying, like, I need to take a break, go on a small holiday. But I'm just still stuck. When I know I can go to Mombasa, one of the most beautiful beaches that people save money to actually come and visit in our country, which we're visiting next week, of course. And I haven't been able to detach myself to like just take a break, go try and just relax somewhere else. What made you just...
I was just burned out. I worked too much. Then I got sick.
Because of working too much?
Yes. So then I decided to quit my job. Then just traveling.
Which job was this that you're doing?
My job was secretary. Work for American company in Japan. Even though it's American company, it's people are in Japan.
Run by Japanese.
Run by Japanese. So people work too much.
Isn't Japan like one of the high rated in suicide because of overworking? It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now I understand why you would. Yeah, and it's not easy for people. That's why I'm saying, like, for people, somebody to get to that extent where they have to commit suicide because they're stressed with work
And pressure.
And they don't feel like, you know what, I can actually just say no, quit my job, and try something else.
We cannot say no. We don't know how to say no.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange, because in Kenya all you get is just like no. No. Like, people just walk out of, if you're just bored even with your work, you don't even go back to work, you just go get another job or just go relax.
No, I don't know why we cannot say no.
Is it cultural, or your discipline is instilled in you when you're super young? So I guess you just know how to report. And I can only imagine how it is now, even for women, when you say you have to be a bit super submissive. So I'm guessing for you it's not even like an option. No, it's not an option.
No, we have to be patient.
Yeah.
The patient is beautiful in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, people are really patient as well.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, I'm learning a lot, and I do love this. So just coming to Kenya, what's the biggest contrast that you've noticed in terms of culture between just how people are, like, even just working and moving around? Is it friendlier? Is it a happier place for you? Is it what's the biggest shift that you've noticed and have, like, just appreciated?
I found like African culture and the Asian culture is close. It's some part is similar.
Yeah.
Compared to like Western culture.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like, here.
Not our women though. I mean, our women are out of control.
Really?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just joking. Somebody will see that and be like, "What?"
You get a punch.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the biggest shift? Similar. Mm-hmm.
I found African women also respect men, right? No?
Okay, wait.
In the same way with Western culture?
No. Hold on. Okay, let's step back first of all. How is it in Japan? Do women respect men more?
Yeah.
It is like
Yes.
They do?
Yeah.
Have you, like, just from what you've noticed, have you noticed, like, our women respect their men? Have you noticed that in Kenya?
Yeah.
You have? Where?
I asked the girls, how's Kenyan guy?
Mm-hmm.
They say they're hardworking.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, that's just saying they're hardworking. I haven't seen any respect there. Okay, I won't say it, but guys who are watching or listening, do you guys think that Kenyan women respect their men? Let's just put it out there for people to, Personally, I think it's a work in progress. Yeah, it's a work in progress. But it's also not a country where we oppress our women. You see, so they're all opinionated. They can say whatever they want. Some are there's a really big portion of single moms that's on the rise, and we don't really understand why that's common right now or steadily increasing. But there's a lot of single women who are taking care of kids. So I guess also that forces them to play a man's role as well. So you see, definitely respect has to be earned somehow. That's what I would say. And I just say, like, advice for Kenyan men, like, if you work hard, definitely I think you'll be respected. Yeah. In Japan, I'm guessing as long as you're a man, you have to be respected by a woman.
Yeah.
That's just standard, period.
Yeah, it's culture thing.
Okay, another thing that you've noticed. That maybe was like a big contrast from your culture and our culture.
I haven't interacted real local people.
You haven't?
Much, right? So
have you had a sit-down conversation like this with a local? No?
Not really.
So I'm the first one?
Yeah.
Ah, so come on. You see, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, you gotta tell me how Kenyan people?
People are basically Kenya. People are nice, but also you'll have opportunities. Of course, as a tourist, I'm sure you've noticed that. Yeah, but in general, people. It's one of those countries where it's welcoming to everyone. Everyone. And even if you think about it, like, do you need a visa to come to Kenya?
Yeah, I applied online, but I just pay.
Is it on arrival visa? You pay $50?
50 US.
$50.
Then that's it.
But nothing more like...
No documents needed. I just applied.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
Just purpose of visit, you say this and that. But like for us, that's the thing. Like for Kenya, I think most likely anybody can just come to the country. Like we're really welcoming, and that comes from like even just the embassies put in place and everything. But for us, again, to go anywhere, oh my goodness, the visa process that we need to go through. But for us, we're very welcoming, and I think that's also like just something you'll notice if you walk somewhere in, especially like a tourist. People will always be super nice to you.
Welcoming,
yeah, very welcoming. Like, hey, how are you? Is everything okay? Do you need this and this? They always. But then again, there are people who have nice intentions, and there are some people who are opportunists. So you have to be able to identify between that. But culturally, people are nice. People are nice. People are nice. And if you go to Mombasa, you'll love it even more, because now people are like 5 times more and nicer to especially like tourists. You'll definitely have a good time there. Just before we go to that segment I was talking about, and got confused here with text messages. I just wanted us to go back to Japan, and we just talk about like how you mentioned that there's a possibility of just like opportunities if you actually stand out or look different. That's what you said.
So we were talking about how many Kenyan people are in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So then we started the conversation from that. Then if you guys, I don't know how to find a visa thing.
Yeah.
But if you came to Japan, it's not difficult to find a job because we have a lot of jobs.
Jobs are available.
Yes. But you need to have a language skill.
Yeah.
English, if you speak Japanese, perfect.
If you speak English and Japanese, or if you speak Japanese, it's even better.
Yeah, even better. Like, because I told you, like, as I say, people are not good at English. So working environment, 100% in Japanese. So, but we have a lot of foreigners who came to Japan working as an English teacher. So we have a lot. So if you speak English, you can find a job as a teacher.
But then again, now you also have to know Japanese as well, or if you just know English, it's good enough?
English is good enough, but it's competitive, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people coming from US, Europe, some other country to become teacher.
Yeah.
But if you speak a little bit of Japanese, it's a win.
That's a win.
But you guys have to find another job as well. Maybe like a gym instructor or a DJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
there are so many other things. It just doesn't have to be like the formal jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, and they do require other just skill sets that people have to offer.
Yes. So especially like you guys look different than us.
Yeah.
You might get special treatment from us.
Really?
So
really? How is that possible?
We admire foreigners.
Wow.
So if you like look cool, bad guy, you can be security at clubs.
Yeah.
Right, because it looks strong.
Yeah, big, strong. Immediately they'll just give you something.
Yeah, security and gym trainer, like a DJ.
DJs. All those things. And I think just the fact that you're saying just looking that you look different, because like even in Kenya at times, there's some places people complain that, tourists get better treatment than locals, but it's just like a cultural thing. If somebody is not used to seeing a certain kind of person, definitely their attention would shift automatically there.
Yes.
So I'm guessing even for me, if I'm walking around Tokyo, definitely I look different, and I'm sure I'll catch a lot of people's attention just because of how I look.
Being you.
And my hair probably and everything. So it's just distinctively different. So apart from that, yet I have a skill set that I'm bringing to the table. Of course, that will make me actually get better
than us, like a Japanese
better treatment?
Because maybe you are photographer.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say you're a photographer.
Yeah.
Then if some company offer, like looking for a photographer.
Yeah.
I don't know, we just think a foreigner do better job.
Really?
That's
you hear that, guys?
Because it's different, right?
I'm moving to Tokyo. I'll be shooting my podcast from Tokyo. But I'm just saying, it's just amazing to understand, because I'm just trying to think of what some of the skill sets that I do. Yes, I know like Japan is super good and advanced in technology and all those other things. But anything that's artsy, maybe, let's say for me, maybe I go there and I have a podcast where we're talking about learning English and languages, or about travel and stuff, or about traveling to Africa and places that you can go and stuff. I think that would be informative to people, and people will be very curious to that, because it's something that's coming from a foreigner first of all, and he's telling us things that we actually didn't know and can be useful to us if we decide to visit the country.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, we have information about US, Europe, but we don't have information about Africa yet. So
what if we do a podcast where we're informing Japanese people where to visit in Africa?
Yeah, I'm trying to post a lot of information.
Yeah.
Right? But it's trying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that makes sense. Even for you, the way you're saying, like just you started your Instagram specifically so that people can come there and actually see how Africa is. It's not bad. Kenya is not bad. You can actually, there are restaurants and all these other places that you've been visiting. And how's the standard of just living in Japan? Is it an expensive city? Is it a decent, fairly cheap city to live in?
I only lived in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tokyo is expensive. But so
is
you
it
get
crazy,
job, right?
crazy expensive?
It's not crazy. So Tokyo is big. If you want to stay central of Tokyo, it's expensive. But like suburb, it's not that expensive. And you get a job, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you have a job, income, it's not that crazy expensive.
How much would an apartment cost in the suburb areas in Tokyo?
Suburb area, maybe for one bedroom.
In dollars?
600 US.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's not crazy. And in Tokyo now, like the main central Tokyo, the way you're saying,
central Tokyo will be more like 1,000 US.
1,000 US per month. And that's super fly and everything looks nice. You have a skyline view.
No.
Like no. What if you want a skyline view? I want people
just a small one bedroom.
A small one bedroom.
But
but it's good enough. Like okay, how about meals? If you're eating out, how much is it? Because I know if you're cooking, you can control the expenditure and everything.
Yeah.
If you're going out to eat at a nice Tokyo restaurant, how much would it cost you?
It's actually exactly same as like here at cafe. You get tea like 200-300 Kenyan shillings. Right?
Yeah.
It's almost same.
Okay, then that's okay. That's actually fair. Considering, let's say, like the jobs are there, you can get a house. If you're working, you're getting money, you can pay rent, You can eat out once in a while. You don't have to eat out every single day. And something else, then, we can bounce on and off in between the cultures. And also, if there's something you want to ask me about the country, we can always share that. Since you've been in Kenya, what was the hardest information for you to just find when you're already here? Forget about the information that you're looking for when you are in Japan. The information that you're looking for when you're here. What was hard for you?
Hard for me is find a fair price for everything. So I was looking for buying a phone here.
Yeah.
Then each store has different price. That's never gonna happen in Japan.
Yeah.
We get same product, the same price.
So it's standardized by the government, or is it like all business people agree? Because
maybe it's just a different price. Little bit different, but it's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
And we have a website. It's like a price. We can see all the shops.
Yeah.
So then we can go like the cheapest place.
You can see from online. You can know like the cheapest price and the highest, and you can just decide. You know what? I'm going to buy my phone at this location. But it's never far-fetched, because like in Kenya, if you walk in a shop and somebody sees you, if we both walked in as different clients, I'll be definitely get a different price from what you get. But like you said, it's also like a nice contribution to the economy and stuff. But also you want to feel like you can actually just go and enjoy shopping. You don't want to feel like,
I don't
stressful.
want to bargain every time. Right?
Yeah.
It's fun, but it's not all the time.
Yeah.
And it's killing my motivation to go shopping if we have to bargain all the time.
So what are some of the places that you went and you realized like, they actually have a very decent price for either A, B, C, and D? What are some of the places you've gone and you've had fun to shop or just buy things at a very decent price?
My favorite place to go shopping is a toy market. It's just fun. I like the energy of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they have a fair price.
Yeah.
That I think. Yeah. And I found Diamond Plaza.
Of course. No, anybody who knows, like Diamond Plaza will always give you.
No one told me before,
But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, because for you, you'd look for a shop that has the Apple sign, of course, or Samsung signage, right? Yeah, but Diamond Plaza has like some of the best prices, because they also distribute to small-scale traders in town. People with smaller shops, and they still want to sell. They don't really have to stock, because they can call, receive a phone from Diamond, and sell it to their clients. So Diamond Plaza is definitely one of your favorite places.
Yeah, my favorite place.
Any other place?
Well, I
Apart
generally
from
like
Toy
a market.
Toy Market. Have you been to Gikomba?
Yeah.
You have been? How was it?
It's so much fun. People are nice, like especially market people.
Yeah.
They are so friendly.
Yeah.
They say say hi,
ni
hao.
Yeah. They at least are nice, and you get options, and they communicate to you. I think it's a nice feeling to go somewhere where, like, first of all, it's foreign and people are welcoming you like that. Because I also have to put myself in the shoes that if I go somewhere and people are just there happy to see me and give me all these other options, yes, of course it would be fun for me. And from your Instagram, I've noticed you really do go around in a lot of restaurants.
Restaurants
and stuff. What's your favorite restaurant so far? Before we start talking about food.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
I usually cook by myself.
Yeah.
I like cooking.
You like cooking?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to try new things. I love to try Kenyan
foods.
food. My favorite food in Kenya is yamachoma.
Yamachoma, yeah. That's just like a standard thing like in Kenya, and a lot of tourists like that as well.
Yeah.
But you're also telling me about how you said it's expensive in Japan?
Yeah, yamachoma, we have a similar style of restaurant.
Yeah.
But in Japan, meat is expensive.
Beef.
Yeah, beef is expensive.
Yeah.
Chicken, pork is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So our yamachoma is mostly beef.
Mm-hmm.
So when we some like celebration, like special occasion, we go to yamachoma.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
It's expensive.
Yes.
Oh my. So you're definitely having fun here because there's yamachoma everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's very fair when it comes
yeah.
to price. So why is it expensive again?
I'm not sure.
Is it availability of beef or is it... And does it taste the same as Kenyan?
No.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't?
So beef, I think we import a lot.
Yeah.
Import from Australia.
Yeah.
Not US, but some other country, right? So
Yeah.
we have a Japanese beef, but Japanese beef is expensive. So
How expensive is expensive? Is it that crazy?
not that crazy, but
But you definitely feel like this is too much I'm spending to buy.
yeah.
It's
So
like-
so import meat is cheaper, so that's why I buy
Okay.
like Australian beef,
Mm-hmm.
and the taste different.
Which one is better?
Kenyan food has more taste.
Flavors.
Yeah, flavors.
Yeah.
So Japan is not that bad,
Yeah.
but I stayed in Canada, right? So
Yeah.
food there is not that great quality.
Yeah.
So vegetable has no taste.
Can't
You're
imagine.
gonna surprise.
Yeah, like you were saying, a big tomato, but it tastes like water. Oh, we do love our flavors here, and I think it's so hard from somebody and I guess that's why you probably maybe enjoy cooking,
Yes.
because you kind of like, if you add something, even from the aroma that you get from the food when you're preparing the food,
Yeah.
you do like it, right? So which restaurants have you just, apart from Nyamachoma, I know Nyamachoma, that's standard, everybody loves Nyamachoma. What are some of the restaurants that you've gone to? And even though you do, because what I've noticed about you is like you do like the local dishes, I can guess, right? Then you love Mombasa. Mombasa has a lot of that. And then there's a lot of seafood for really good prices.
Yeah, like Japanese people eat a lot of fish.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely I.
And our fish tastes different as well.
Yeah, it's different.
guessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys eat mostly tilapia?
Tilapia.
Yeah. We do eat, but we have a lot of kinds of fish
Mm-hmm.
because we are in the island.
So what kind of other fish do you?
We do have so many kinds of small fish, like a really tiny one, and
We
big
have the
fish.
tiny ones in Kenya. They're called omena. Have you seen them in the market?
Yeah,
No?
on the
Small
yeah.
ones. Yeah.
But we have like more tiny ones.
Tinier than those.
Yeah.
So how do you eat those? You have to
it's-
drink them with a straw.
no. We steam them
Uh-huh.
and then just eat.
Okay. Or like soup, kind of?
No, with rice.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. What other foods maybe have you noticed that are slightly interesting to you?
I love ugari.
Ugali. Oh yeah, we don't have that in Japan. Any
No, we
form of
don't.
that?
We don't
No?
have a ugari.
Mhm.
It's maybe some import shop
Yeah.
carry ugari,
Yeah,
but I never tried in ugari.
but
Japan.
you tried and you liked it?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are to advise people to try some local foods in Kenya, if somebody asks you what are the 5 foods they can try in Kenya and they will love, which 5 foods would you tell them to try?
For Japanese people?
Yeah, Japanese people visiting Kenya.
We should try ugari and meat, and veggies is really nice here, like green veggies. You guys have a lot of kinds, right?
Kale, spinach, cabbages.
It's so good.
You love it.
And beans, you guys eat a lot of beans, right?
Yeah.
For Japanese people, we eat beans, but only soybeans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't have these other beans?
We do have, but it's not that common to eat.
Why? Are they not available or it's just not?
It's available, but we eat more rice.
But rice goes well, rice with beans. Oh no?
Yeah, beans with soy sauce. No, I mean soybeans.
Soybeans and rice. But our beans and rice, really good. Have you tried chapati?
Yeah.
And how was that?
Chapati, I like chapati.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit oily for me.
Oh no, it depends also. There are some places that they can cook with a lot of oil, but there are some people who can just do like with a little oil and it always comes out good. But that's okay. That's also like a really, really good thing. And just in general, moving around Kenya, because you mentioned that even before we started the podcast, you were saying about how my English is not good and stuff. But have you found it easy to, because now like in our schools, we do learn English, that's standard, and Swahili. So have you found it easy for you to maneuver around because kind of like everybody can speak English?
Yeah. I don't have no problem. I have no problem going around.
Yeah. But then on the flip side, if you didn't know English, how would it have been? How would your experience have been?
I cannot imagine. It's I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think it would have been impossible.
Impossible, yeah.
Yeah, not unless maybe you use the translator on the phone and then you show it to someone, but that's going to take like ages to even just communicate in general. And then also, let's just talk about maybe like just the new hobby that you've picked up, which is like just creating content in general, shooting and editing, just like videos.
So one reason is just I was starting creating content is I just want to tell people about Kenya. But another reason is I have a job right now, but if something happened to my job or a company decided to fire me, I lost my job, right? But so I need to find another resource of income.
Give yourself another skill that can
survive.
Yeah.
Right? So then I just started create a content that leads me maybe future income.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just worry about in the future. That's I think Japanese culture worry about always in the future.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm happy at this my job, but I need more save me in the future. Right?
Yeah. For just in case of case something happens.
And
I guess it gives you more value if you have an extra skill set that you even bring into the company.
Yes, for insurance.
Yeah.
So and things are very changing quickly nowadays, right? So market has been changed a lot. So even the translate job is changing a lot because of the technology is starting growing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe your phone telling you Japanese. So in the future, people don't need me.
Sheesh.
So and AI is growing, right? So some job gonna disappear in the future.
True.
So that's why I'm keep looking for my value. How can find my value in the future? 5 years later, 10 years later.
Yeah. I think I don't know if you've tried Instagram TV. Have you tried Instagram TV?
No, not yet.
I'm just guessing if you start doing like just informative content as a person, just because you can speak Japanese, you can speak English. I guess Instagram is Instagram popular in Japan?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
So if you have small videos, just even like on your IGTV, where you're talking in English and Japan, and you kind of like just translate or give people small information, you might just be called in certain seminars in Japan to actually come and talk to people, because you've created a whole value to yourself.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people would, especially from just your country, who are curious even about like just Kenya, and like you're talking about like, hey, today I'm in Mombasa. It doesn't have to be like extra vibrant or like professionally done, but it's the only way you'll get there, because you start doing it now.
Yeah.
Within the next 2-3 months, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, you can actually educate people, and when they have forums there, they'd be like, you know what? We know the perfect person we can call, because she's been here and she can talk in English and Japan, and she can translate all these things and give us this information.
Yeah.
So that's important. Don't take it for granted. So if you can, take advantage of it. And for how long do you plan on staying in Kenya?
More 2 months, 2 more months.
More 2 months.
But I want to stay here longer.
Kenya, no, trust me, especially once the weather switches to warm, you won't want to live here. But are there any other countries? Because I've seen like on your Instagram, you've written on the bio like something nomad. Are you planning to visit other countries that are on your bucket list?
Yeah, I'm planning going to Mauritius. And some European countries. And I never been to South America.
That's Mexico?
Yeah, I never been to.
Yeah, it's also beautiful. I think the most beautiful beaches in the world, I think we're still somewhere on that top list.
Yeah.
You go to Mombasa and then let me know what you think.
Yeah, I didn't know about Mombasa before.
Where in Mombasa are you planning to go?
Next week.
Because Mombasa is big. There is also Diani, there is Kilifi, Watamu.
I need to research.
Do research, but make sure you visit Diani and Watamu.
Okay.
That's where like they have the clean water and everything. Mombasa is nice. That's where it's central. People are there and everything. But once you start going to like north or south coast, now it just opens your eyes to a whole other different kind of atmosphere. I miss Mombasa. I do miss Mombasa. And so before we go to like just the last topic that I normally save for last, which is the love segment, let's just talk about 2 things maybe that I don't want to forget. How's transportation in Japan compared, of course, to Kenya?
So
I see you shaking your head. Yeah.
I love Kenya. I love Nairobi.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't like it, traffic.
Yeah.
So
we waste so much time on the road.
yeah. So in Tokyo we have a train system, like good transportation system.
Yeah.
So I never own my car. So we don't usually have a car.
You don't even need.
Yeah. So that's what Nairobi need to train.
We need that. And see how many cars are on the road in the morning, and the traffic. You just like, if we had one train that's moving across the city and like super fast, because ideally from where we are to town should take you less than, let's say, 15 minutes. But it takes you in the morning, it takes you 2 hours. So that's a whole 1 hour, 45 minutes wasted just relaxing on the road.
So what do you think why the trains, what's the stopping building the trains in Nairobi?
Our politicians. it's all politics. Like we can't progress the same way because, like, unfortunately, like in a country like ours, corruption is super high, and every time anything, like even for now, it's the roads are actually better. 5 years ago, the roads were horrible. Yeah. So can you imagine if the traffic, it's 2 hours now to go to town? Before, it would have taken you 4 hours. It was horrible. It was horrible. So I think those are some of the little things that just can be really confusing. Because you see, for you coming from a country where you're saying, like, you don't really need a car.
Yeah.
And like for me now, I'm just thinking, like, I really do need a car, especially for my work, or just it's easier if you had your own car. Because let's say if you're paying for Uber, like now, after you fuel your own car, if we're staying in traffic, we're just chilling. Like I don't expect to pay way much more. And even if I'm going out of the city, if you have a car, it might come in handy. But you see, if you're in Japan and you're using, like, are they the tube trains or what are they called?
Just a regular train, but we have a subway too.
It's electric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm guessing going from somewhere like here to Mombasa, you can actually decide to go have lunch in Mombasa and come back later in the evening.
Oh, but you have a fast train from Mombasa to Nairobi, right?
What?
No?
Are you calling it fast? It's not as fast as yours. No. Those are not the kind of trains we have.
No?
We do have trains, but it's not what you think.
How long does it take?
I think it's still a couple of hours.
Because it's far.
Yeah, it takes... Okay, it doesn't take... Are you going to use the train?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's beautiful to see and everything. You'll enjoy it. So, and for you, just from your personal experience, I can see you're very adventurous. You're trying out a lot of different things. So that will be a really nice experience for you. But it's not as fast as the trains in Tokyo. I'm just giving you a heads up.
It's okay.
But it's nice. For you, you'll definitely enjoy the view and everything on your way there. But apart from trains, what other transportation is like convenient in Japan?
We have a taxi, but the taxi is really expensive.
Crazy?
Like double or triple price than Uber here.
Than what we're paying here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And train. We just take a train and bus.
And the buses are also... Is there traffic in Japan?
Traffic, yes, we do have a traffic in the morning and like rush hours, right?
Yeah. Is it like what you experienced today?
Not in like Nairobi.
No? Yeah, because I saw your message and you said like traffic is crazy, and I was just like, I get this from all my guests all the time. So I definitely understand when you say that. And that's why I was like, don't worry, you'll get here on time. We'll just talk about it once you get here. And then also another thing that I also want to touch on, what's social media like in Japan? Are people using it for business, social? Are people getting depressed because of social media?
Yeah, it's same
yeah,
as here.
Same thing.
So Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. It's same. So then we use as a business or just a personal use. Mostly personal use.
No
but
business?
It's starting using people for business.
I'm moving to Tokyo. Okay. What phones are popular in Japan?
iPhone.
Everybody's on iPhone?
Yeah.
Samsung?
I think I don't know, maybe 80% of people have iPhone. Then I also have iPhone. But I'm like switching to Samsung now.
I've just seen those colors on your Samsung and I was like, okay. I mean, I have to put it side by side with the XS Max to see exactly if they can be, because I do love my iPhone. It's compatible with my laptop and everything. But the colors that I've seen now on that Samsung, I mean, guys, the only way you'll know it is like when you go to our Instagram and see what I'm talking about. But yeah, do kids go to school with their phones, like in the States? In Japan, how is it?
Oh, in the school?
Yeah, are students allowed to go with their phones to school?
I think they have some rules.
Mm-hmm.
But I think kids also bring the phone to school.
Yeah.
But it's not in the classroom, right?
Oh, okay. Because I know, like, Japan is super advanced in technology. So just some things, I'm just trying to see where they draw the line. Like, where our kids are not supposed to carry these kind of gadgets after a certain age or between classes. Yeah.
Like how old?
Yeah.
How old, like, kids can carry cell phone in here?
Here. I mean, I guess it's not unless you're a teen. I don't think you'd normally find a kid ordinarily with a phone. 13, 14 there. That's when probably, but most households probably from 16. Yeah, I don't think it's very early like the way we see people in the States doing it. Like, you know, they even have cell phones in their classes and everything. Okay, now let's move to the last segment, which is like now, of course, it's always controversial when it comes to different cultures and stuff, and that's dating. How's dating life in Japan?
I think we have a program that a relationship. I think that the news say that we have a lot of single guys.
Single guys?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
And they're happy to stay single. I don't know, but
they're happy to be single.
Yeah, like we
Why?
have a lot of entertainment, gaming, and TV. It's great.
Games can't replace a woman. Or they are more comfortable just even without.
Some guys are staying just in the animation. We call otaku. It's just a nerd.
Yeah.
We have a huge culture, like otaku, anime culture, right?
Wait.
They love 2D girls.
Oh, like the
animation, yeah.
Better than the regular girls.
They say so.
Oh wow. I'm glad. Well, I guess it would be easy for somebody else to go to Tokyo if they're just used to regular dating. Do the local girls like foreign men, or do they like the local men? Because even in other countries, it's always like, in our country, there's a majority of girls who also like really do love foreign men. Of course, because they'll get a visa. It's easy to get a visa. Yeah. But
I think
so
in
how
Japan,
is it?
I think in Japan, girls like Japanese guys.
The girls love Japanese guys, right?
But it's, of course, some certain people like.
Is there interracial dating in Japan? Do you normally see somebody like me dating like a Japanese girl? Is it common, or would you find it?
It's not that common yet. Right?
But how would people? Is it acceptable?
It's acceptable. But if I dated like a black guy, white guy, so my friends are gonna, ooh.
In a good way or a bad way?
Both.
Also, there are some who would support it and some.
Of course, friends are supported me, right?
Yeah.
But they have, I wouldn't do that. And my parents' generation is not open.
Yeah, because their times were completely different. So you see, like for us, just with social media, technology, all these things have enabled so many different cultures to coexist. Like we were talking yesterday and we were already shooting something and we were talking about so many things about ourselves, which 10 years ago would have been impossible, because how would we even have met and even start this conversation? Because if we bump just into each other like on the streets, how do I have like 5 minutes to convince you what I do and invite you to actually shoot something with me?
I would say no.
Yes, of course. You see, yes. But you see, like, it's easy online because you can just see what somebody does and see what they're all about. And then you're like, oh, wow, we can actually just like collab and do something easily.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's made wonders. That's why, like, I'm even surprised to hear. Are there any dating apps in Japan that are popular?
Yeah, it's popular.
And how does that work?
So we have an app to meet new people, right?
Yeah.
Then like it's same meet, then dating, start dating.
Yeah. How about you, just personally? Are you dating anyone?
Yeah.
Somebody from Japan?
No.
Kenyan?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Impressive. Okay. But I'm just trying to see. So if, let's say, you're dating someone who, are they from here, right?
Yeah.
So what happens when you have to leave the country? Do you end the relationship and move on to the next person in a different country, or how do you normally deal with such?
So that's what like I have to figure it out. So I want to travel around. So my partner also I want him to travel with me, right? So it's finding some way we can travel together. So my also goal is not traveling by myself. I wanna make a team. My friends, my partner, I want to travel as a group.
Yeah, I think it would be more. It's a good thing. I mean, it's hard to get people out of their shell, because even like how you just move around just on your own, like that's impressive. For me, I'm just like, at times it's not like I'm scared, but I'm just like, I'm not sure if I don't want to go through the mental torture of adjusting to a new place alone. But it's always easier if there's somebody like next to you, somebody you know.
Yeah.
It would be easier, and those experiences are completely also different. But then again, also when you're traveling alone, it leaves your mind open to trying out a lot of different things, and it pushes you to try and adjust to that kind of like new environment. What else can I ask about just dating in Japan?
So we have a program that's birth rate is dropping.
Really?
So we don't have we're getting less and less.
Okay, is it because women don't want to, or just because men don't want? They are busy with their video games. So what's the problem there?
I think the people working too much, so we don't have a time to dating.
Yeah,
we don't have a time for fun. And it's also the money. It's difficult. It's younger generation is not earning that money, right? Yeah. So it's hard to have a family.
Because if you have like 2 kids, I can only imagine like how much you'll be paying in school fees. Do you think maybe, because I've heard in some countries, I don't know, somewhere in Europe, I don't know which countries specifically, where they're even encouraging couples to actually have kids. Like if you have kids, the government is giving you like a bonus or something stuff. I mean, is the government, like, does your government consider doing something like that? Or they don't really pay attention to that?
I think government are paying attention, but it's for the younger generation. So older generation have a power still, like a strong power. Yeah. So they have money and power, but they are not passing the power to younger generation. So they are keeping the power. So that's why
the power and the money, of course.
Yeah. So that's why our younger generation is just staying single, just saving money.
Yeah.
because kids it's expensive.
Oh, kids are expensive, but it's not even funny. That's why, like, when we're saying, like, in Kenya, like, there's an increase. People they started like a joke where, people are talking about, like, oh, single moms. But now it's like, it's almost an epidemic because there are so many households. Right, just single moms taking care of just kids. Single moms. The dads are just not present. And I don't even know if it's like a financial thing or it's just like people just don't know how to get along together for better or for worse, like it's supposed to be. So it's tricky, but that's like the biggest thing like now in Nairobi. People just don't know how to go through those trial and tribulations for better or for worse. There's still a shift, and I don't even think it's about money for us, because I think like if both parties are working, they can actually just bring in, and that's why even you find single moms who can just easily like just take care of the kids, even if it's 2 or 3, and they can easily just do it.
I think we also have a single mothers a lot. Yeah, but so what about the government? The government helps single mothers
in Kenya. With what?
With the money, like financially? No,
they don't. And that's what I'm saying. For some countries, it's easier because the government can step in where you can't meet certain stuff. Like in the States, you see like food stamps. There's some countries that they allocate, what is it called? I've forgotten the name of. They can get a certain check at the end of the month for just upkeep and stuff, because you apply for it if you can't afford your lifestyle, and they can come in, step in and assist. But we don't have that like locally, so that's no. But do you kind of like feel the pressure of like you need to have kids by a certain age or get married at a certain age? You feel the pressure, especially growing up from like your culture. I guess I think especially like Asian, especially Japan, we have a lot of should be. So you should be doing this at some age. So I think like 30, at the age of 30, before the 30 we should get married and have a baby and buy a house. Before 30?
No, around 30.
Around 30. You should actually start considering having kids, buying a house, like just get everything together by around 30.
Adult.
Adult
stuff.
You just start to. But I think that's definitely coming from the Asian community, that's super pressure. So you also feel the pressure to do that.
But I'm not in Japan, right? So
you're not in
I
Japan.
I think that's the
it's a whole different
reason.
So I guess if you step out of that environment, because if you're in an environment where all your friends are getting married, they're all getting kids, you'll definitely just give in and say like, you know what, let me just do it. So I think we've touched on quite like a lot of the things that I wanted us to talk to you about, and I just hope it can be, I think people will learn 1 or 2 things from it and just get a glimpse of how like somebody who's just visiting the country temporarily just can maneuver around and just be able to survive here basically. And people shouldn't be afraid of visiting like Kenya, because there's a whole different interpretation of what is expected when you're out there, but from your visit you can definitely say things.
So I want to Japanese people come like visiting Kenya more, and also I want Kenyan people visiting Japan more. So I hope this information helps a lot of people.
It will, especially for me. Like I've even just looked at it differently, and I think even after now I'll just go and do a little bit more of research about Japan. Plus now I know someone from Japan. So I can always ask you directly like, hey, how do I do this, how do I do that? But definitely even just from my podcast, it's always important for me to bring people from different places, because then even just from them, I can create a network of people from them, basically. And as I told you, like, today's caption, once we do like the photo thing, today's caption, you have to write it to me in Japanese, so that I can be able just to put it out there and people just get a rough idea of, what we're doing in this episode. So is there anything else you have going on that you'd like to... one more question before we wrap up the podcast, which I normally ask everyone at the end of the podcast. What's the one thing that you think right now you're trying to pursue or you're trying to chase, and if you got it, it would give your life better meaning, direction, or just maybe happiness?
So I think my answer is like I'm still looking for the things what makes me happy, but that... So someone ask me what's your hobby, what you're passionate about, I couldn't answer.
You don't have hobbies?
I don't have hobbies.
What?
Yeah, so I like things to do, like a new thing. I like everything to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I cannot say like one thing what's my hobby is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So but so I just wanna enjoy the process, like looking for what's my passionate about. Yeah. So what's the meaning of my life? So I'm still looking for.
You're still in pursuit of that. Okay, that's a nice answer. Okay, now before we finish, now this is the last one.
Okay.
Because we're talking about you visiting the country, and that's been like a major topic. 5 things that you like about Kenya from your visit.
5 things.
Yeah.
I think the most like about Kenya is people. I think people are so kind. Just so nice people, right? And of course, food. And weather.
Even though it's not the best right now, I promise you it will get better in a few days.
No, it's much better like Japanese summer. Right?
Okay.
Super hot, humid. And Kenya has a lot of beautiful natures. I went to Masai Mara. Oh my God, it's a life-changing experience.
Those are 4. One more.
I think I like the people's lifestyle. People are like, get together like more family, and it's not individual as a Western culture.
Yeah.
So it's helping each other stick together.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to our culture as well.
It's more family oriented.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, true. I think those are 5. Those ones are good enough. So, where can people, before I wrap up the podcast, where can people find you on social media? If they need to contact you, where can they find you?
Yeah, I do have Instagram. So I'm planning more try different platform, but right now I have Instagram. Okay.
So I'll put the Instagram is
DoWhatev.
Yeah, DoWhatev. So I'll put the link of the just her Instagram and the handle down below on the video. So make sure you go and follow her. And then I'm gonna do the outro in English, and of course it would only be right if you do it in Japanese, right? It doesn't have to be exactly what I said, but just do kind of like an outro, just from your own interpretation of what I'll say. Okay, so guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's the Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms, and show support and share the video. And now you do it in Japanese.
Okay. So, it's hard to say like Japanese. My mind is like English mode, right?
Yeah.
みんなチャンネル登録してね。ありがとう。またね。
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's the Kiss Capades podcast. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.